Hello, this is Tomlin from TomlinHarmonicaLessons.com, and that was a 2-hole draw on a C harmonica, and today's lesson is all about that. So a problem that a lot of people face is they buy a brand new harmonica and their 2-hole draw is broken, or at least that's what they think. I get tons of emails about this. Whenever I chat to other harmonica teachers, they all say exactly the same thing. We get so many emails, so many questions from students saying, I bought this brand new harmonica, it's broken. Unfortunately, it's not broken. It is an issue with how you're playing that 2 draw. So first of all, why is that 2 draw so difficult to get right, even if you're playing the other notes perfectly well? So the reason that it's so difficult to get right is because it is a big, long reed. Compared to the higher notes, it's a long reed in the harmonica. So it doesn't need a lot of effort to get it going. So if you put too much effort into it, that forces it to do other things. And those other things are the potential other notes on that hole. So you can play 2 different bent notes on that hole, as well as the clean note. So it doesn't take much to action it into doing other things that you're not wanting it to. And that's why a lot of people end up with this kind of weird wasp in a jar, or sometimes even nothing at all. And what's going on there? Well, there are a bunch of things that need to come together to get a good, clean 2-hole draw. So I'm going to break them down into your mouth/lip shape, into how you are breathing, and finally your harmonica position. So first of all, let's have a look at good mouth and lip shape. So you want to get what's called a good embouchure if you're lip pursing. So that's a whistling shape, like this. But you don't want to be pursing your lips really tightly and get what Adam Gusso calls old maid's lips, where you're going to make your lips really thin. You don't want to make them thin, you want to make them fat. And you want to put the wet part of your lips onto the harmonica, not the dry part. So if you see from the side, I'm going quite deep. That's because I'm going right into my mouth and I'm just putting the wet part of my lips. And I've got a whistling shape. Okay, so that's really, really, really important. The other thing that's really important is to make sure that your lips are pushing out against the harmonica and your harmonica is being pushed in towards your lips, because you want to have a good seal and you want the harmonica quite deep in your mouth. Okay, so that's the first step, really important. Second step, which is the thing that most people get wrong, and it's the most fundamental thing, is the breathing. And more specifically, the difference between breathing naturally and sucking. So if you suck through the harmonica, which is a channeled breath where your tongue is channeling the airflow and you're breathing from the front of your mouth, that kind of thing, then you'll get a really horrible sounding 2-hole draw. But if you breathe naturally, you'll get a rich sounding 2-hole draw. So how do you know if you're sucking rather than breathing naturally? This is really easy to test out. So if you make the good clean embouchure, the whistling shape, and you pretend to play a 2 draw. So you have the harmonica nowhere near your mouth, but you play a 2-hole draw. And if you can hear the airflow, and if you look at yourself in the mirror, you'll see that your lips are kind of flaring inwards. That means that you are sucking. And what you need to try and do is relax your tongue, open your throat, say ah, and then try breathing again. And if you're breathing naturally, you won't hear any airflow, because the airflow isn't being pulled through your lips, it's coming from the back of your mouth. And you'll hopefully feel a nice cold patch on the back of your throat. And that is an indication that the air is just going unobstructed straight in from your lips to the back of your throat, rather than going through a kind of channel created by your tongue. Okay, and that'll give you a clean 2 draw. What if you're struggling to relax though? What if you're struggling to get that tongue to sit down and you're not really in control of this? That's totally normal. Very few people have conscious control at the beginning of what they're doing with their tongue and throat. So what you can do is you can try kind of lying down on a sofa with your head kind of rolling over the back of the arm of the sofa or the couch, if you're American, and just get that and that'll open up your throat and help you. And then slowly bring your head up and just find that point where you are kind of starting to tense up and close the throat. And just play with that area and really try and relax and just ease yourself into it. And bit by bit, you'll find that the throat opens up and you'll get a nice, clean, natural breath pattern, and that'll help you get a nice, clean, natural two draw. Okay? So that is your breathing. Really, really, really important. The next thing is the harmonica position. So there's a little bit of disagreement about tilting the harmonica versus not tilting the harmonica. In my opinion, I think it's easier to have the harmonica tilted up. And for my money, that's because if you have the harmonica tilted down, then you're introducing a kink into the airflow. So that the airflow has to kind of come up and then back down into your throat. And that's kind of like having a kink in a hose. So if you bend a hose, then you know what that does to the water flow. It affects it negatively. So in my opinion, it's the same with airflow. So if you have the harmonica tilted up, air's coming in from up here, it's going down your throat, and there's just a little step rather than a bend in it, and that really helps. And then the final thing with your harmonica position is keeping the harmonica parallel to your mouth. So if you find that you're kind of twisting the harmonica around with your hands, then that means that you're not going to be completely centered on a hole, and that can really negatively affect getting a clean note at all. So really make sure that it's just straight on. And it's not side to side. And that'll give you the best possible chance of getting a clean two-hole draw. So if you still are struggling with getting that clean two-hole draw, don't worry about it. It takes a lot of people quite a long time to kind of unlearn all those habits that we have around our throat and tongue positions. A lot of people's tongues are ready to speak. They're kind of tense and good to go. And that affects your capability of playing a clean two-hole draw. But you can unlearn this. You just need to be very patient and persevere. And so, maybe spend a couple of weeks just spending 5 to 10 minutes a day, just trying to relax. Don't play too hard. Think about these 3 things. So your mouth and lip shape, how you're breathing, naturally versus sucking, and what the harmonica position is. Okay, so thank you very much for watching that. If you want to get a kind of checklist of all the things that you need to do to get a clean two-hole draw, then just click on the link in the description below just to help you out. And then before you do that, you can do a couple of things for me. If you would be so kind, give me a thumbs up by hitting the like button below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you should do so, because you will get notifications of all the new harmonica lessons that I put out. I put out a new harmonica lesson every single Wednesday, and you will know about that if you are subscribed, which is very cool. And then one last little thing. If you want to kind of take your harmonica playing up a notch and you want to start to sound bluesy rather than just playing sort of melodies and simple songs, then you might be interested in my premium e-course called 12 Easy 12-Bar Blues, which is a 12-week-long course. Every week you get a new 12-bar blues tune to learn, which introduces new techniques and theories. And by the end of the 12 weeks, you will be sounding bluesy. It's a lot of fun, and it rolls out every 3 months. I get a new enrollment of students. So if you want to find out more about that, just click on the link in the description below. All right, thank you very much, and I'll see you next week. Happy harping.